Hi guys, EBPMAN with Tablets for Me. And today we're going to do an unboxing and review of a hard drive docking station from Inateck. This is the USB 3.0 dual SATA hard drive docking station. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look and see what's inside the box. We'll go ahead and open up the box. Here we have our docking station, and it's very slim, so we'll take a look at that in a second. We'll put that over to the side. We also have a box. I'm sure it's going to have a lot of cables, so we'll go ahead and open that up. We have our instruction manual. Put that right there. A USB cable, and this is a USB 3.0 but 2.0. This should work with either port. You're just going to get faster read-write if you have a USB 3.0 cable. And it looks like what we have is a power cord. Let's take a closer look at the actual hard drive enclosure. This year at Tablets for Me, we did several hardware upgrades to improve some of our video production. And one thing that came incredibly handy was this dual hard drive docking station. And it was such a delight to work with this unit because it has a unique feature that I find that you don't find with many docking station or hard drive docking station solutions today in the market. And that is that it is a standalone hard drive duplicator. So you don't need a computer to copy or clone a drive. Now, one of the things that we did, and I'm just going to bring on camera, is an older hard drive, and this is actually one of our bad hard drive that we had for one of our Macs. Sorry about that. And so this is a SATA drive that was going bad, and what we did was we basically took this drive that you see here and we copied it to a solid state drive. Now this is a smaller solid state drive that I just had in my drawer just to show for illustration purposes, and this happens to be also a SATA drive. And what this system allows you to do is to take one drive and plug it into this specific unit, and then take another drive and plug it into the unit at the same time. So we have a one hard drive on top and the other one on the back. Let me bring that back in camera. And clone them by simply pressing this button that you have right here. And it will automatically just take the information from this drive and put it on this drive without requiring a computer. That's really powerful. And it also saves an incredible amount of time, as if you've tried to clone a hard drive off of an existing either PC or Mac. It takes, depending on the size of the drive and how much data you have, it can take a considerable amount of time. I did an upgrade this last weekend, and it took a little bit over 40 minutes to clone a hard drive that only had around probably about 30 gig of space that was being currently used. And with this, it took a fraction of that. So what you can do, and let's take a look at the actual drive enclosure a little bit closer so I can just show you how the actual unit works. So the unit, as I had mentioned just a couple seconds ago, will allow you to duplicate or clone two drives. It does support USB 3.0, but it will work in a USB 2.0 environment as well if you have this connected to a computer. It does not require any software whatsoever. You don't need any software if you connect this to a computer and choose to use the cloning software that comes with your hard drive. So for example, Intel, Samsung, all the solid state drive manufacturers will include software that you could use and install on your machine when you're actually doing the cloning or the copying. And if you do that and you plug this drive into your computer or Mac, it will just recognize it and it will auto-load drivers without any kind of software required. If you happen to have a USB, let's say 3.0 port on your computer, it will speed the data transfer rate up to 5 gigabits. That's pretty fast. So it's something that will just make the copying of your drives much faster. And if we look at the actual front here, you'll notice a couple things. You have several LED indicators, one indicating when the power's on, when drive A is in the docking station, and you'll see how it supports the smaller drives as I showed you, this one right here, as well as the traditional larger drives as this bay opens. But really it's restricted to the SATA type hard drive. Now, if you don't know what that is, I just wanted to show you, and those of you who are familiar with this, just excuse this brief explanation. This is a standard traditional older hard drive, and this happens to be a laptop hard drive. And then here you see what a SATA drive looks like. So different connections. So this actual docking station is not compatible with the older drives. It's compatible with the new drives as I'm showing here. So once again, you would insert your hard drive into this bay. It could be the larger or the smaller drives, and then you'd put the one that you're copying in your B drive. And all you would do is hit clone. And here it's going to give you an indicator as it's copying. It's going to go from 25 to 50 to 75 to 100%, and it will tell you when your hard drive is completely cloned. Makes it a lot faster when you're duplicating a drive. Now on the back, just to show you, there's really no other ports or connections on any side of the actual drive itself in the docking station. But here in the back, you'll notice that you have your USB 3.0 cable plug here. You have your power adapter that we showed you, and then you have your on-off switch that you just depress, and you'll notice when I depress it, it just goes in, and when I take it out, it just comes out. Now, in addition to cloning, the other thing that I found myself using is this docking station for is as an external drive caddy. So I could have two drives, a solid state drive and a standard platter drive, connected at the same time and have it connected to my computer or my Mac when I want to have access to some information. Now, why would you do that? So this is why I do it, and it may not be the case for everybody. What I find is that bare drives, a hard drive that has no caddy, something like this, right? It's just a bare drive. A bare drive like that is relatively inexpensive, and it's easy to purchase. It's much cheaper than getting a hard drive that actually has a physical enclosure case. So if you already have invested in something like this, all you have to do is buy what I'll call a naked drive, which is much cheaper on the internet or in your local big box retailer, and then use this when you want to, let's say, do a backup of your Mac or of your Windows PC. And it's, again, you're just going to save a little because you don't have to purchase the hardware enclosure. Now, as far as the simplicity, what we're going to do now is I'm going to connect this to a computer to show you, I actually do it on a Mac, just to show you how quickly the drive is recognized and how you can access those drives. Before I actually connect the drive docking station to my computer, I just wanted to show you what would it look like if I had two drives and how it would look before you actually do any kind of cloning. Now, one of the things I recommend is that at any time you're going to connect a drive, make sure that the unit is powered down. You never want to have it on and then plug something in. So I went ahead and I plugged in two drives. These are smaller drives. One happens to be a Western Digital hybrid drive, and then this is, I think, is Hitachi standard drive. We're not going to clone it, but I just want to show you what things look like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to power up, and what you'll see immediately, and we'll zoom into this, is you see here on the side the actual power LED is on, and then you actually have the cloning function enabled. Now, all you would do is you would press this button, and then the process would start on these two drives. And then you just let it do its thing, and you come back. Once it hits 100%, it would be complete. I have my drives in the docking station. I have the USB cable connected to my Mac. Now let's take a look at what happens as soon as we power up the docking station on the Mac itself. All right, so we'll go ahead and power up the drive. Lights are turning on. Both of them have been lit up, and I see some activity taking place on the drives, and we'll now look at the Mac to see if the Mac has recognized it. Now, all it took was a couple seconds for the actual drives to be recognized. This is a Mac, and the drives that I have connected happen to be Windows drives. So you'll notice that the message that I'm getting here is about the fact that these are Windows OS drives. If I would like to use them for time machine purposes, for doing backups. As I had mentioned, you could use this as a docking station to have access to drives. So what you're seeing is the effect of that function. So now as we take a closer look, you'll notice here on the screen, 2 drives have showed up on the Mac, and literally all it takes is a couple seconds. We have one that happens to be from a Lenovo laptop and another that's just labeled Windows 8. So if I zoom in so you can see that, you can see how both of those drives are now loaded. So in essence, I have on this Mac 2 drives that can be used for storing videos, for storing music, for storing anything I'd like, or for being used as a time machine backup by using this specific drive. So this concludes our unboxing review and also demonstration of the Inateck USB 3.0 dual SATA docking station. Remember, what sets this docking station apart from all the other ones that I've seen on the market is the fact that this docking station can actually clone using the clone function, as you can see right here, to do cloning without any software, and it could be done offline without any computer. As we spoke, it does support both 2.5 and 3.5 size hard drives. The read and write speeds are going to be anywhere from 3 gigabits all the way up to 6 gigabits, really depending on the type of connection and drive that you have, but it does support USB 2.0 and USB 3.0. The one thing I'll also highlight is that it's really, I would say, operating system agnostic. So for those of you who are using Windows 7, Windows 8, or if you have a mixed home that has both Windows and Mac computers, Apple computers. It's something that's a great tool for those of you that need to upgrade or have external access to some drives, as I illustrated with the Mac demo. Once again, thanks for watching. I want to thank the folks from Inateck for making this product available to us. And if you have any comments or questions, please leave them on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.